Hey everyone, it's Mandi here, coming to you from Kids Zone to read you a story today. Today we are going to read the first ever Easter. This one has some amazing illustrations by Dennis Jones. Jesus was a good son to Mary. He worked hard. He took care of his mother and family. But when he was about 30 years old, Jesus knew it was time to leave home. He had to start teaching the world about God's great love. Jesus' cousin, John, was already telling people about God's love. He was baptizing people in the Jordan River. One day, Jesus visited John. Jesus said, "John, please baptize me." John said, "I shouldn't baptize you. You should be the one baptizing me." But Jesus knew God wanted John to help show the world that Jesus was God's son. So John baptized Jesus, and then a wonderful thing happened. God appeared in the shape of a dove. He had a message for the world. God said, "This is my son Jesus. I am proud of him." So Jesus got busy. He found 12 good friends to help him spread the good news of his Father's love. To 12 men he said, "Come with me. I will teach you all about God and his plan for the world." The 12 men said yes. They were the disciples of Jesus, and they all followed him. The 12 disciples learned from Jesus. They listened to him talk about his Father. They watched how he treated everyone like family. For 3 years, Jesus never stopped showing people how much God loved them. But sometimes, Jesus liked to be alone. He liked to talk to his Father in heaven. So one day, Jesus took some friends and went to the Garden of Gethsemane. He told his friends, "Sit here while I go to pray." Then he went to a quiet spot and talked to God. Jesus said, "I will do whatever you want me to do. What you want is more important than anything else." Then Jesus got up and went to find his friends. Suddenly, crowds of people that did not want to hear Jesus' message anymore showed up in the quiet garden. Judas, one of his old friends, was leading soldiers to where he was praying. They wanted to hurt Jesus. Judas said, "This is Jesus. He is the man you want to arrest." Those soldiers took Jesus away. They took Jesus to the church leaders who did not like him, but he was brave. They said to him, "Do you really think you are God's son?" Jesus said yes. The church leaders could not believe Jesus said that. They decided to punish him. They decided to kill him. The soldiers took charge. They hurt Jesus with whips. Then they made a cross for Jesus to carry. When they got to the place called Golgotha, the soldiers put Jesus on the cross to die. As Jesus died, his friends took his body down from the cross. They wrapped his body in linen cloths and laid him in a tomb. Then a huge stone was rolled in front of the tomb entrance like a door. Jesus' friends were very sad and went home to pray. It was early in the morning. Big soldiers were standing in front of the tomb guarding Jesus' body. Then something amazing happened. An angel came down from heaven. The soldiers did not know what to do, so they ran. The angel moved the huge stone away from the entrance. Jesus was gone. He had risen from the dead. The angel sat and waited. He knew some of Jesus' friends were on their way to the tomb. He wanted to tell them the good news of Jesus' resurrection. When Jesus' friends got to the tomb, they could not believe their eyes or the words of the angel. Jesus was risen? What wonderful news! And when the women were running to tell the disciples, they met Jesus. He said, "Greeting, friends. Go tell the disciples I will see them very soon in Galilee." The woman said, "We love you, Jesus," and ran to tell everyone what had happened. Jesus met with his friends many times. He stayed on earth for 40 more days. He told them more about how God loves the world. He told the disciples just how much he loved them too. Jesus said, "I am going to heaven soon. When I go, keep telling people about God. Never stop." Then it was time. Jesus was going back to heaven to be with his Father. He had done his job on earth. Jesus said to the disciples, "I promise I will see you again. I promise I will be back." The disciples watched as Jesus went up into the sky. They saw him go behind a cloud and into heaven. Then an angel came and spoke to Jesus' friends. He said, "Why are you looking at the sky? Yes, Jesus has been taken away from you and is in heaven, but he will come back in the same way you saw him go."